I just wanted to make a quick video for people looking to fix HDR in Windows 11 when displaying SDR content, and what to do when you're playing native HDR content, because unfortunately you are going to need two color profiles, and it's going to be very easy to figure out based on your setup. IPS, just regular LED, I'm not talking about mini LED, it's generally very bad for HDR, so I wouldn't be expecting any kind of fix for that. So I'm going to show you first off the color profiles you'll need, also how to fix contrast and brightness issues. Now, the monitor that I own is the Asus ROG Strix OLED XG34WC DMS. Naming schemes for you. We're going to go over to display. One thing you want to do is immediately go over to the color profile. Ignore the fact I've got color profiles in there at the moment. Turn off automatically manage color for apps. If you allow Windows to automatically manage the color for your apps, it's going to wash everything out and it's going to look like shit. A HDR profile I recommend picking up if you own an Asus monitor is to go to the Asus website. If you go over to support, they should have a thing called driver and tools, and from here you'll select your OS and you'll download the driver for it for a start, and you'll also download the display widget center. You'll get a folder, and inside that folder will be a sRGB color profile, and I recommend setting it to on when you're on native HDR content, whether that be movies, whether that be games, whether that be an application or whatever is using HDR. If it's not using HDR, you want to use this here. It's called sRGB D50 sRGB to Gamma 2.2, and when you turn this on, this will fix all issues in Windows with terrible washed out HDR representations on SDR. In a lot of games it will just cause black crushing, so when you're in shadowy areas or areas that display black, but blacks will become so dark it is impossible to see enemies. You'll lose details in things like, I don't know, walls, rocks, structures that you need to see in the game, and it's no good trying to lower contrast and boost brightness to ridiculous levels, because then you're just ruining the picture quality, and in this case you don't want to do that. And if you want to know where to get this from, it is a GitHub link, so you'll go to here and you'll find, so for me, inside of here you can select your specific nits and brightness. This one probably more ideal. I believe the one I'm using is the 400 nits version, or I saw from another YouTuber that the 300 nits one is worth using, but you have to bear in mind that he was also using an LG C4. I also use an LG C2, and there is something about the LG C2 where you have to turn the OLED pixel brightness down to anywhere between 75 and 65 to get the gamma levels to be correct. Because a lot of people have said, oh, Asus's monitors out the box aren't calibrated properly. They are, actually. The color profiles that Asus have for HDR is perfectly fine. I don't think you need to mess with them at all. I have no issues in any game with native HDR. But when it's SDR gaming or SDR content, it looks terrible in Windows 11 with HDR permanently on. And I do recommend having HDR permanently on for the extra brightness you get from your monitor, because if you turn it off, it's a lot dimmer, and then you have to wait for HDR to come on in game. That is technically a solution to your SDR gamma problem with HDR on permanently, but it's not really a fix, is it? It shouldn't be like this in Windows full stop. Windows shouldn't have this problem, but nonetheless it does, and I'm sure Microsoft will fix it by Windows 13. Until then, let's hope the Windows K2 project starts to fix things like HDR. I will want to point this out though, when you have the sRGB D50 on, make sure you don't turn it off with your LG C2, because you don't have another color profile. You are going to be relying on the pixel brightness for that. Hopefully that makes sense. You know what to use for gaming, and you know what to use when you have SDR content. And if you're on a TV, just leave it on the Gamma 2.2 color profile and don't touch anything. Just control your OLED pixel brightness on the TVs, but it doesn't work on monitors. I have confirmed this. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon, and peace.